let's start with the themes for this month. A couple of days ago, I tuned in to receive some messages for this month. And the first thing that showed up that was super, super clear was this image of the infinite symbol. And I want to share throughout this moment now some synchronicities because maybe you can also in your life notice those synchronicities and how things just fall into place. And it's almost like a puzzle. You get pieces here and there, and then the puzzle becomes whole. So that was the vision that I had, and it looked exactly like this picture. And I came across this picture by chance a couple of days ago. So that's why I put it here. It was horizontal, and the left side was golden light, just like this, and it was brighter. And the right side was darker. So when I saw that, the first thing that I felt is that this month, it's a good month to explore more of your feminine energy. Actually make time to be in stillness, to receive, to create, to be more intuitive, okay? And the golden light and the bright side on the left reminded me of last month's theme, which was one of the themes was we were exploring more of our shadow, facing our fears, maybe facing some kind of chaos. And obviously, when you look at the collective and with everything that's happening in the world, with the war and everything, that was a theme from last month collectively, but also individually. And so this month, I feel like we're going to explore more of the light aspect, right? It's like after every storm or hurricane or whatever, there's the there's peace and there's more light and there's the rainbow. So I feel like November, it's more of that energy of exploring more of our light aspect. And also the golden light felt like this energy of abundance and being limitless too, because the infinite symbol, the 8 symbol, right, is represents that energy of abundance, of boundless, of limitless that we are. Okay. So, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that theme in a few minutes. And the other thing too that came through for me as I kept that vision, because there was something coming from the very center of this symbol. And I felt that we were being asked to keep holding that 0 point frequency, right? What is the 0 point frequency? You guys might have seen in some of my posts, some of the channel messages last month, is basically a neutral frequency, which for me is the heart, is that frequency of 5D of love, which is actually neutral. It's not good or bad. It's not high or low. It's just the 0 point frequency, because that's how we can manage to be here and co-create that 5D reality. Not to say that you have to ignore what's happening. You acknowledge, you feel whatever you feel, but then try to find that 0 point frequency within you. And so some of the prompts that I'm going to offer for you to reflect, and like I said, you can come back to this. I'll give you a PDF of this where you can already just reflect on, is how can I consciously explore more of my feminine energy and invite in more light in my day-to-day life? Something that's actually more practical. Okay, how can I consciously explore more of my feminine energy and invite in more light in my day-to-day life? And what does neutral 0 point frequency means to me, right? Because this is what I share and this is what I feel. But maybe you can meditate on it. Maybe you can feel something different, okay, within you. All right. So the other thing that came through as well in the same vision, which I found really weird at the time, was there was a needle, and then the term the eye of the needle came through, right, in my consciousness. And I was just thinking, okay, what does that mean? Because I've heard this term before, but I didn't really know what it meant. And it wasn't like the other themes that you just kind of know it. I just had the vision. The first thing actually that came through for me when I saw this was that 0 point frequency, but I thought there's more to it. So I Googled it And this is what I found the first thing. And the term eye of a needle or eye of the needle is used as a metaphor for a very narrow opening. The eye of the needle was indeed a narrow gateway into Jerusalem. Since camels were heavily loaded with goods and riders, they would need to be unloaded in order to pass through. Therefore, the analogy is that a rich man would have to similarly unload his material possessions in order to enter heaven. Right. So I'll encourage you all to reflect and see what it means for you. Maybe you have a different interpretation of the eye of the needle and this interpretation, this definition. When I found this, the first thing that kind of jumped for me was the Jerusalem, because of all that's happening in that area in the Middle East. And also because it is a portal there. And yes, I think that what Sue said also really resonates with me, which is to just let go of fears, let go of the chaos, let go of the shadow even, right? Because we were talking about it last month, so that you can go through the portal, so that you can go through the eye of the needle. And the fact that it's narrow as well, it's a narrow opening. Also, it kind of feels like it's not everybody that will know that this portal is open, right? And we need to take our time as well to unload, right? And to get rid of weight and things that we've been carrying for years, so that we can go through this portal and enter heaven, right? And enter heaven for me feels like that 5D new earth, right? That 5D reality. So that's also something that I felt that this passage from October to November is coming out of the eye of the needle and stepping into the reason why you're here as a starseed and into the year 8, which is 2024. And that was also something that just came up for me out of the blue. I was like, well, next year is the year 8, because 2 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. So next year has the energy of the 8, and 8 has this energy of the infinite symbol and abundance and limitless. And November is already bringing the energy of 2024. This actually didn't come through me. I was watching the energy updates by Lee Harries, which some of you might know. If not, Google him, YouTube him. Every month he has energy updates similar to this. And he said, he channels the Z's, and he said that energetically, the year of 2023 will end in November. And that's when I was like, okay, 8, infinite symbol, 2024 is already here. So November is energetically feels like the end of the year, feels like the end of 2023. And it really feels for me. And I also think that it represents that there's more hope for the next year, more evolution in our ascension next year, 2024, year 8. And like I said already, 8 represents abundance and our own infinite divine essence. So keep in mind that we are limitless beings, we are boundless, we are infinite beings, okay? So that is the energy that's coming up for the month of November, but also already for the next year, okay? And so today, we're going to do some activation to activate that infinite essence within us and some other things as well. This is also a prompt if you want to just meditate on the number 8, the infinite symbol, and feel what it means for you. The other thing too, because we're having a portal this month, 1111, which is a very famous angel number, right? We often see 1111 or 111. So that portal is bringing abundant golden light, and it's a peak for manifestation. So it's also very much related to the infinite symbol and the 8. So I would say reflect on your intentions from July and August, because and you can even go back in the community and have a look at the themes, because we were talking about manifestation in July and August. One of the themes was that whatever it is that you were planting, the seeds that you were planting then would manifest in the next few months. So November is potentially that month that those things that you intended to manifest a few months ago will manifest now. And you can also, it's a great month to reassess your intentions and maybe write down or rewrite the things that you want to manifest for the next year, bearing in mind that energetically this month is already the last month of this year. So we're getting ready for 2024. And the other message too, which we're going to do here in the activation as well, is that there's been a big crystalline upgrade in our crystalline structure. There's an upgrade in frequency, a higher octave, and it's very much focused on the third eye and the heart. Okay, I saw, and this came up in a dream. I shared this on our Instagram page. I saw clear quartz crystals and also some green crystals. They were exactly like this because they were kind of like clear quartz, but not like emerald stones, but more like clear quartz with green tones. And they were singing in harmony, very high frequency. And then I saw some beings literally implanting those crystals mostly on my third eye and my heart. And so when I woke up, I was like, yep, there's been an upgrade. This is a message for the collective. We talk a lot about the crystalline structure in us as multidimensional beings. In the first week of my program, The Multidimensional Self, which we just wrapped up last week. So there's a lot about the crystalline structure that we talked about. There's going to be another group next year, probably February. If you're interested in joining, you can just DM me, private message me on Patreon, or go to my website and learn more about it. But in a nutshell, our crystalline structure has to do with our teeth, the pineal gland, the iron in our blood, and the water in our bodies as well. So that's why they said in this message that I posted yesterday. So maybe you can notice any shifts in your dental system. Maybe you're having more vivid dreams, or your psychic skills are just becoming more enhanced. Maybe you're feeling more water or less water in your body, or you're eliminating more water. Maybe there's been some type of weight fluctuation as well, maybe mild weight loss. So these are just little signs that will tell you that this crystalline upgrade is happening. Okay. So the prompt that I offer is just really notice those shifts. They can be very subtle. Somebody on my Instagram also said that they were having a lot of ear ringing as well. And that's a sign for telepathy coming online. So just notice these little things. Obviously, take care of yourself if it's something, that you need to go to a doctor or the dentist. But subtle feelings that you can, subtle shifts that you can feel that kind of show you that, yep, there's an upgrade happening. So the next one, just to really focus, and that's a theme that's been coming up halfway through the last month, with clients, especially. It's just there has to be a focus on the physical body, movement, exercise, strengthen, nourishing, because we are embodying a lot of light right now, and again, that oscillation between dimensions too. So the vision I had for this one was like a light body, almost like a silhouette of a body made of like a blue plasma bright light, doing ab crunches. This picture doesn't do justice to what I saw. But ego was being asked to step out, meaning it's really important to do physical movement, to nourish your physical body. The aesthetics will come, right? But the intention behind should be, I need to take care of my body. I need to be in my body, and I need to have a really good functioning body for what's to come, right? And it can happen that sometimes we get very connected to the higher dimensions, to the spiritual realm, and we want to be there because it feels good, feels better, even though that's more of a dualistic mind. But that's how we function. But it's really important for us, Starseeds, Lightworkers, to be in our bodies. Ground yourself, even if it's just a light exercise, a light yoga. Put your feet outside on the grass, on the floor, get some sun. Okay. So the prompt that I offer is, what changes can I make and add to my physical routine? Another thing that came up is sovereignty, and more clarity for us on what sovereignty means to you, because there are different aspects to sovereignty. And this is also a continuation from last month's theme of speaking your truth. It was related to the throat chakra. So speaking your truth, setting your boundaries, and especially making decisions. Okay. There might be something for you that you feel like you need to make a decision on in your life, and you're gaining more clarity on how to do that and what it is. And so the prompt that I offer is, where in my life am I being asked to speak my truth or make a decision? But it's really important to trust. And this is actually another theme within the theme of trust. Trust your heart, trust divine timing and the natural unfolding of things. Because sometimes we want to make a decision, but we're still in the feeling of it. And we need to take some time to just gain more clarity. And maybe speaking about it with someone else can help, but also always coming back to your heart and trusting the natural unfolding of things. Because sometimes, yes, you need to make a decisions, but sometimes the decisions are made for yourself, right? Or it's just so abundantly clear for you what it is that you have to, what path it is that you have to take. And lastly, sense of community is expanding and becoming more and more meaningful and more important, because we are in the age of Aquarius. Community is a big theme of the age of Aquarius. Thank you for being here, for this community, for helping me to build this community, because I think it's really, really important that we find a tribe that we can, talk about things, that we can understand each other. And I also feel that this theme is very much related to family, and also what family means to you. And maybe that also came through because there's, for Americans, there's Thanksgiving, and then soon there's Christmas and all the, holiday season. And, sometimes we feel things related to family, but, there's something about family as a community as well. And going back to that previous theme of trust is also trusting where you feel comfortable and where you feel confident to be who you are. And we all know that, because we are empaths, starseeds, lightworkers, and we're not really fitting in anymore, or maybe we never did the norm, the standard, the mainstream, right? And sometimes we just feel like we have to force ourselves to be there and to socialize and all of that. But more and more we're like, no, I'm not going, it's okay, or I'll go. And you make your own rules, or you set your own boundaries for yourself, for your self-care, for your well-being. Okay. And that is also a sign of 5D ascension too. This awareness that keeps expanding, and environments and people that are not resonating anymore, it can be kind of sad. I personally don't subscribe to the idea of just cutting people off or just not going to places anymore. Because you're always in charge of your frequency. So I think it's a fine line between keeping your frequency, holding your frequency, staying in your heart, and then making decisions as to how much energy you have on a specific day, on a specific week. How much more, how willing are you to go an extra mile and get out of your maybe comfort zone. Okay, so a few prompts for you is, in which groups do you feel more at ease, or most at ease? And where am I sacrificing my truth or needing to fake how I actually feel? And what's the solution? That's why, I feel like it's a very personal thing. First, you can have the reflection, and then you can think, okay, what is the solution? Sometimes what it takes is, you might go to a specific event only to realize that you don't actually want to go to that event anymore. Okay. Or maybe it's this year, you're not feeling it, and that's okay. So trust your heart. I think that's also a big theme. Trust your heart should be one of the themes here too.